everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring George Touliatos. Dr. George, let me start that again. One and a two.
It's okay, man.
Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Touliatos. Dr. Touliatos is the author of Bodybuilding, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. You can get that on his website, gtool.com, gtoul.com, or on amazon.com. He's also a monthly contributor to Muscular Development magazines and has been featured in many other publications such as William Llewellyn's Anabolics. Please welcome all the way from Athens, Greece, Dr. George Touliatos. Hey, Doctor.
Good morning, Ron. It's been number 19, almost 20 episodes. Yeah. We've been over 4 months already.
So we're recording this on a Monday morning, and what a weekend it has been for the world of bodybuilding.
Yeah, sure, yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
this is the biggest news story, I think, of my lifetime in bodybuilding.
Well, there are many speculation and allegations that this might be a setup case, or where is smoke, there is fire also.
Yeah.
But as my friend Rick Collins says, do not break the law in order not to have troubles.
Yeah.
We shall see. I mean, time will tell, and it has to be proved. There are many circumstances similar to this that many women were accusing men, but afterwards, not at the same moment of the supposed rape,
right,
such as happened to Weinberg or to Trump or to other people as well, that they are famous and rich, of course. Well, we shall see, but there was a video by Dr. Thomas O'Connor that he spoke with data and scientific evidence regarding that too much of testosterone in gear under circumstances can make you super horny and you can sexually arouse. I mean, it happened to myself. Sure. After the shows, I was very high self-esteem. I was eating, I was pumped, and I was looking all the ass of the girls at the gym.
Yeah.
And I heard of rumors of several sexual orgies between bodybuilders during the time of the shows when they went to other countries in order to compete.
Yes.
Also, women under gear, they become really horny because they need a bit of androgen along with estrogens to be sexually aroused.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, if it was supposed to happen this after the Olympia, then you got the money, you got the fame, you got the looks, and then why not have sex? But the point is, there has to be an autopsy in order to see any search of DNA in the external genitalia. You have to see also bruises in case of rapists, okay? Because raping is something against the will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a lot of story.
Yeah, I mean, we need to hear. We need to hear all the evidence. We need to hear his testimony, her testimony. And, you know, a judge and a jury is going to decide.
Now, even if Sean is non-guilty, then I guess his preparation is ruined for now.
Yeah.
He'll come back, and Jim Magno recently posted that we will wait for him in case we'll accept him back.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, Warner Classic 2020.
Right.
But you know, I can hardly believe that they set it up to him in order to take him off. And why? I'm going to tell you. Now, Sean Rhoda, in order to win, to win back his title, okay, he has to be better than last year. Now, I hardly believe that as he looked back on May, he lost 8 valuable months of off-season. And you know, at 44, it's not easy to gain muscle. Now, he was smaller and fat. Therefore, I'm sure he's going to be ripped on stage, but he ain't going to be bigger than last year.
Right. Well, he's not in the show now. I mean, it now makes sense. A lot of people are saying this might be why he was looking so bad. You know, his mind, he knew at that point because she went to the police immediately. So they must have asked for a DNA sample of him shortly after that.
If it happened immediately, then why did it came up now?
Well, because, I mean, this is what I've been told is that, you know, police forensics labs have a huge backup of DNA testing. And this was a smaller department in Utah. This wasn't like a big city. So maybe this test took many months. And, you know, they waited until, the prosecutors wait until they have enough evidence to make a very strong, what they feel is they want to have like a 90% chance of conviction before they charge somebody in a crime like this. So they were gathering the evidence and making sure they had everything ready. Then they brought the charges against him formally on Thursday. So this is not uncommon for things to take this long in a rape case. And she did go to the police immediately, and she did submit the DNA sample from, I guess, her breast, which was his saliva. We were hearing DNA sample, and we kept thinking it was semen from her vagina. But no, that doesn't.
Saliva, this is not rape. It's licking somebody. This is not rape.
No, that's not. But she supposedly had a laceration inside her vagina. I mean, there's going to be
This is something any woman can create by herself.
Yeah,
and this is something very popular happening to the Greek islands. British women can become drunk, and they're willing to have sex with guys from Greece, local guys.
Yeah.
And then they go to the police station, and nowadays the police station do not eat up this lie, and they do not buy this kind of, because it's how you say it. They do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there are a lot of false rape accusations. There's no doubt, allegations, but also as a father myself, as a husband, if this happened to my wife or my daughter, a rape, I'd be very, very upset, and I'd be very angry that people were calling her a liar and all that. But we don't know what happened yet. Maybe we're never going to know what really happened.
The distinction between having a casual sex and rapes, sometimes it's blurry, because listen, you may go with a woman, and you fuck your brains, and then you want the back door, and she doesn't give you the back door. So she call it a rape, even though you had free sex from the vagina. Therefore, she can speculate anything. And a friend of mine, Colonel, said something important. Do not bring any woman in your hotel room without a witness. Even a camera or somebody else. Because then women, they have by their side the law, and they can speculate anything. They can set up anything. Women are very sneaky, on this.
Men have to be very, very, very careful nowadays. Absolutely. Because, consent is a very...
It was really outrageous, the fact that they asked him $750K as a
bail.
Yeah, as a bail. This is crazy.
It's a lot.
This is a lot of money for somebody who's very suspicious and very dangerous.
Yeah, but
even if
that also means that they probably have a pretty strong case. The prosecutors feel they have a very strong case if they set the bail that high. So that means they really would like to keep him in custody until the trial. But he can bail out. He can post bail. I think you only need a certain percentage of that cash-wise to get the bail bond. So, I
feel sorry for him, because I know how it feels being on a preparation, and you have to cut it abruptly in cold turkey. Also, his fame, his reputation. Yeah. I mean, this is very nerve-wracking, and it's very devastating. To do something like this, it's like being fasted before the 100 meters as doped, and you're ready to do the start. Right. Now, I don't know. Time will tell. I cannot make any assumption. Okay. We shall see.
All right. Well, let's switch over from legal discussion to medical discussions. So let's ask Dr. Testosterone. Question number 1. You said that carbs and insulin help reduce SHBG. Since my macros are 70 grams fat, 170 grams protein, and around 120 grams carbs as a 78 kilogram male, would you recommend lowering protein, fat, or both to raise carbs to combat high SHBG? Or is it just enough to get some insulin fluctuation during the day and 120 grams is enough? I'm on TRT, if that is relevant.
Yeah, it is very relevant, because under TRT, you can simply elevate your TRT dose and you can suppress your SHBG. Therefore, the solution could be, do not change anything, just raise your testosterone dose, and your SHBG will crash.
Okay, what if he doesn't want to raise his dose?
Now, if he doesn't, he can use, of course, some drugs like Proviron or DHEA, which is a supplement. Yeah. Now, the third case was to elevate his carbs. And if he wants to keep the total amount of calories steady, then obviously, yes, he has to lower his fat intake.
Okay.
But instead of, for instance, eating 100 grams a day in one meal, he can split it 5 meals of 20 grams in order to have a steady amount of carb and insulin spike in every meal. Okay, in order to have a steady level of blood glucose and insulin.
Okay.
So break down this amount of carbs. For instance, 150, 5 meals of 30 grams. Okay, a little lower the fat and keep the protein high.
Okay, cool. Next question, something I never heard of this supplement. This guy says, can I use Body Armor supplement instead of...
What is this? Can you tell me?
Oh, you're asking me? I don't know what Body Armor is.
But the second part of the question is something that it's easily answered.
Okay, well, he said, can I use it instead of GH and insulin? Please answer me.
No way. There's no supplement that can substitute the two powerful hormones. Now, you can use some supplementation to kick your endogenous to an extent, of course, like alpha lipoic acid and berberine. And also you can use arginine, ornithine, and lysine before night in order to boost your endogenous. But frankly, no supplement work like a drug.
I mean, growth hormone. If there was any supplement you could buy that worked as well as growth hormone, my God, these people would be making a killing.
When I was a medical student, I was very naive, and I was asking, if I take the whole bottle, how many IUs will I produce?
The whole bottle of GH?
Or GH kick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there were GH boosters and GH releasers, and don't we wish? Because then we'd all be everybody would save a ton of money. Okay, next one is Doctor. Great videos. What would your post-therapy recommendation be for someone on 11-week cycle of 250 milligrams testosterone every week, 25 milligrams Proviron every day, DHEA 50 milligrams every day, 125 milligrams stanozol, and 500 IU HCG for 11 weeks, if any?
Now, the fact that he uses HCG alongside the cycle is very promising for his recovery. Oh. So he may recover sooner than the supposed time, but anyway, he should use a typical PCT protocol, post-cycle therapy protocol, starting 2 weeks or 3 weeks with HCG, and use small amounts, for instance, 1,000 IUs every 72 hours, every 3 days. Okay. For instance, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, whatsoever. Yeah. And then after this first phase, you have to use the SERMs, and you can taper down the dose from 50 milligrams of Clomid and 20 milligrams of Nolvadex to 25 and 10. And after this 4 or 6 weeks, you can expect to do the labs. Now, he can use alongside some ZMA or some maca or some D-aspartic acid before training in the morning or before night to help this environment. He can use also foods. He can eat up foods plenty in cholesterol like egg yolks and red meat, because from cholesterol you're supposed to build up your testosterone. Yeah. And have workouts short with lactate production, because this ensures that you will boost your T and GH. So do more reps, 12 reps with short intervals. Yeah. Okay. And you can use also some creatine monohydrate, because you can lift heavier and you can produce higher intensity. Okay. Make sure also you don't stay up at night after midnight, because testosterone is synthesized during sleep. Okay. And do not do excessive cardio, because it lowers testosterone by elevating cortisol.
I thought you were going to say don't stay up past midnight because you'll turn into a pumpkin. That's what happens to me. So here we go.
Pumpkin, you mean?
It's a Cinderella reference. Anyway. It's a fairy tale from when I was a kid. So,
okay.
Next one. Can anabolics be used long-term if all health markers for cardiovascular disease, kidney, and liver are managed with supplementation and off time? It's a good question, because a lot of people aren't just on TRT. They're on cycles all the time. And also, if left ventricular hypertrophy is kept at bay. So this gentleman sounds like he's on top of all his labs, his heart tests and everything. If someone is on top of all those things and there's no danger signs, can someone stay on a cycle forever?
not certainly not about your sperm production, okay?
Wow, who cares about that?
And also your HPTA. Now, cardiovascular system, renal system, and hepatic system is another story. These are, and of course, hematocrit also. These are the main four organs that have the deviations, okay, and lead to health problems. Now, of course, endogenous testosterone and sperm production, they suppress, but it's subjective. It's up to the dose and to the time period. You cannot abuse hundreds of milligrams of steroids per week for a prolonged time without having serious deviations and distraction. You have to be a super freak in health, no smoke, no junk, cardio, no drinking, no narcotics, organic food, be a super freak on that. Yeah. And take all the brands of supplementation for protection, for liver, for heart, okay? And also, okay, I mean, we need an HDL above 40, we need an LDL close to 100, we need a total cholesterol below 200, we need liver enzymes below 50, we need a creatinine below 1.3. There are some certain standards. Now, this guy may say that, okay, my HDL is 30. No, you're not healthy with this kind of profile. Wow. Or with your LDL 150. There are certain standards. And also, according to left ventricular hypertrophy, this is something that comes in the long term with heavy training, resistance training, okay, with gear, of course. So you have to evaluate this through your ultrasound, your echocardiogram. Yeah. And also, as Thomas O'Connor says, a calcium score will reveal any occlusion inside the artery lumen. This is like the mirror of your arteries from inside, okay? An ultrasound or an ECG or an X-ray will give the outer look, but inside the arteries is the real deal if they're occluded.
Yeah. Have you known anyone in all your years who was able to stay on,
Listen,
a cycle forever?
Recently, I have the privilege and I know well for almost one decade, the only IFBB pro in Greece now. His name is Chris Pistolas.
Oh, yeah.
He's very promising. You know him also. He's 29 years old.
Looks great. Send me some pictures.
Now, as we speak, he sent me his labs on Saturday. Frankly, Ron, I cannot believe he's on any. He preparates with Dustin Copton.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, his labs are like somebody's who never touched steroids. It's crazy.
Wow.
I cannot explain that. I mean, his LDL was 60. His total cholesterol was 150. So I asked him, "Are you on statins?" Yeah. He said no. His HDL was 40. Was very decent for an FPV pro. Okay, his liver enzymes was maybe up because if he uses statins or if he overtrains. Yeah. But we expect liver to come down. But we mainly see the thermometric index, and also his hematocrit was just 48, and I have 58 with just using 150 milligrams. This is crazy. This is unfair, and this is up to the genetic predisposition. But yes, there are some people who have this kind of resistance in gear. Yeah. And maybe these people are the ones that make a career of 1 decade. For instance, Ronnie Coleman, Lee Haney.
2 decades. Well, Lee Haney,
Oh, Dexter Jackson.
Yeah,
okay.
Dexter.
And you make assumptions and scenarios, what the heck is going on here? But nobody reacts the same. Of course, we're biologically unique. And of course, Thomas O'Connor believes that there are certain fluctuations and deviations, and we cannot say that this guy will never have anything. I don't know. I mean, labs tell the truth. The blood does tell the truth. Yeah. But also the ultrasound and the calcium score will reveal what lies beneath.
So, to wrap it up, I guess if someone wanted to try staying on a cycle as long as possible, they would have to really closely monitor, as they should. They should be getting lab work done every couple months to see what's going on and see
stay away from pills, certainly, and use injectables. Yeah. With moderate doses.
Yeah. I don't think anybody could stay on 3, 4, 5 grams indefinitely. Their body would start breaking down within a certain, I don't know how long it would take, probably up to the individual, but at some point, these blood markers, their heart, their liver, their kidney, something function is going to start going really wrong.
Now, what I believe the pros do is during off-season, they keep the three basic hormones in a moderate level, testosterone, GH, and insulin. And then the 6 months of preparations, they put the gear and the pills and the 17-alkylated.
Yeah.
This kind of method and strategy is healthier for the cardiovascular profile. But imagine the supposed off-season would be to gain muscle. You cannot gain muscle with 250 of testosterone and 5 IUs of growth hormone or 10 use of insulin. So it's about health and results.
Yeah, I mean they have to strike a balance because they do need the results. They can't be only concerned about their health because their body is there. That's how.
It's amount of income.
That's how they make their living. Okay.
Yes.
Our final question today. Hi, Dr. Testosterone. What is the lowest TRT dose you can take that will still give you the benefits, but without increasing hematocrit? Many thanks. If you're low hypogonadal with low HBD, we'll try and get in shape. Bring it up. I don't know what that. Let's stick with the main question. Lowest TRD dose you can take without increasing hematocrit.
Okay, this is something also personalized. There are people who blast half a gram or 1 gram of testosterone, and their hematocrit is not over 50. There are other people like myself who suffer from erythrocytosis, but not polycythemia, and they have to do phlebotomies every 2 months. Personally, I lowered my TRT because of this. So my highest TRT was almost 200 milligrams per week, and my lowest, what I do now is just below 100, which is 75. I split the doses every three times a week. Now, very important is to have low this HBG in order to liberate your free testosterone. This is the active form and the real deal that works.
Yeah.
And free testosterone also will give you strength, will give you libido, will give you self-esteem and all the benefits. Now, in every guy, it's inevitable to not to elevate your hematocrit to any extent, because this is what androgens do. They stimulate EPO from the red bone marrow. So sooner or later you'll face this, and you have to do either a phlebotomy or a blood donation. So if you do 100 milligrams, you're gonna face this a bit of later, but you will eventually. Yeah. Even if you are not predisposed, you have to do it, for instance, once a month, once a year, okay? So what works for me is small doses and frequent to have steady levels. Yeah. Now, because we have the 200 milligrams or 250 enanthate, I split it within an insulin series, so I drop 25 milligrams every time. Okay. So this can be 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, goes on. So if you have now the cypionate of 200 goes 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay, so it depends, but I guess close to 100 milligrams are the minimum amount that, of course I was stronger when I was using my highest 30 dose, but then I was facing the case of elevation sooner, okay?
So now you say you're only on 100 milligrams of testosterone a week?
75.
75, and that you feel good on that?
Listen, I add 25 of Proviron every day. And I add also 25 of the HEA. And sometimes when I'm fortunate to have my GH bono, how you say
free?
So supply, yes.
Yeah.
I use also 5 milligrams of Deca every other day.
Okay.
Because the 50 milligrams of Deca are split within an insulin series, so I use 1/10, 5 milligrams along with testosterone. Okay, this is nothing, but you can feel in a small extent a better feel to the muscles. Also, I always watch out my labs, and yes, maybe I'm gonna elevate it to 100 when I take off my Proviron, my Deca, my DHEA, because all these are androgens responsible to elevate the EPO.
But is it an individual thing where somebody might have higher hematocrit on just 100, whereas another person might take 250 and not have an elevated hematocrit?
Yes, as I answered in the beginning of the question, it's subjective, it's personalized,
Right.
but either way, someday you're gonna have to, when you get up to 55%. I don't know just by using testosterone, but also if you add some gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to lose my blood though. I need my blood.
Yes, but we men, we have to give it because we don't have the benefit of a menstrual cycle when we lose blood, because women can lose some hundreds of ml every month. Therefore, they are not. They are blessed with this, and they're not getting erythrocytotic women.
I don't think they
unlike women, we don't have menstrual cycle, and we have also androgens.
Yeah.
So we have two factors.
Yeah, I don't think they would call it a blessing. I'll tell you that.
We also have the shaving every day.
That's true. Well, I see some women walking around at these expos that probably have to shave every day too. But we'll see. We'll see some of that at the Olympia.
Well, it's very nerve-wracking for me to shave my chest.
Well, you got to be real careful on the nipple because you can cut that very easily.
Yes.
All right, Doctor. It's been another great episode. Thank you so much. People, please, you can leave your questions for Dr. Touliatos in the comment section under these videos. We look at them all the time, and he likes to pick and choose the best questions, the ones that are going to help the most people, the ones that are most interesting and challenging to answer. So please keep giving us those good questions. You know, Doctor enjoys tackling a good question. So, Dr. Touliatos, thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
We'll be talking about the Olympia probably as we get closer to the show. It's going to be a very, very different Olympia this year, that's for sure. But,
yes.
Looking forward.
Very open to anyone. No hot shots.
And you have already got your tickets and all that good stuff. I know that.
I'll just be behind the judges.
Oh, right on. So I'm looking forward to meeting you in real life, as we say, for the first time.
Meeting the champions, the press conference, the seminar.
You'll see everybody is at the Olympia. It's everybody who's anybody, I like to say, is at the Olympia and the Arnold. So it's cool. You meet everybody in like a span of 2 days in the entire industry, basically.
It's a huge experience for somebody who lives in Europe.
Yeah, I tell even American people that have never been to shows like that, I said, go at least once.
It is the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, right?
If you consider yourself a bodybuilding fan, you have to go to the Olympia and the Arnold each once, at least. And then you'll see what it's like. So, all right. Well, thank you, Dr. Touliatos. Appreciate your expertise and your time. And everybody, thank you for watching Ask Dr. Testosterone. We will see you here next week.